includes recent scholarship on German security actions and exploitation of the occupied rear areas. Aside from official Russian releases of archival materials, cooperative programs between the Russian and U.S. armies in the early 1990s resulted in the release of extensive Red Army and Navy General Staff multi-volume collections, Zborniki, of war experience materials organized topically and functionally. These include detailed and candid studies, formerly classified, of wartime military operations, such as Moscow, Belarusia, Berlin, and the battle for the Dnieper River, and subject areas related to the actual conduct of warfare, offense, defense, river crossings, amphibious and airborne operations, and so forth. Supplementing these materials were numerous dissertations on military subjects by graduates of the Voroshilov Academy of the General Staff, and a wide array of textbooks on wartime military operations used in education by the Frunze Academy. Above and beyond official sources, since 1995 a new generation of civilian Russian military historians have emerged. Scholars who have accomplished extensive research of their own and written often refreshingly candid studies of the war as a whole, together with its component military operations. As evidenced by the new bibliography, these too have become fodder for this book's second edition. If military operations provide the backbone and skeleton of the German and Soviet war efforts, equally vital political, economic, and social issues provide rationale and context for those operations, and at the same time reflect what took place on the battlefield. For example, a more thorough understanding of what the Red Army hoped to achieve militarily now provides keener insights into what Joseph Stalin hoped to achieve politically during and after the war. Likewise, revelations concerning the human and economic costs of the war generate better understanding of the conflict's impact on Germany and the Soviet Union socially and economically, while also underscoring its ferocity in terms of human misbehavior and resultant atrocities. Closely associated with these themes are tragedies and crimes resulting from extreme Nazi racial theories and the excesses of communist totalitarianism. For instance, the Holocaust, Katyn, and Baba Yar. The collapse of the German Democratic Republic disclosed many German military documents that were previously thought lost in the destruction of the war. This treasure trove provided the raw data for a magisterial German official history of the war, as well as numerous monographs by Western scholars on aspects ranging from the number of tanks present at Kursk to the internal workings of the German war economy. This second edition includes the key findings of this new generation of Western historians, resulting in a more balanced account that seeks to reflect the major issues confronting both sides in the conflict. Despite the flood of new archival materials, this edition strives to mine this information economically by keeping the book relatively short. As a result, we have deliberately condensed the 100-fold increase in information into a roughly 15% increase in the book's size. We do so in the hope that this fresh exposition, together with a more extensive bibliography, will encourage one to use this book as a launching pad for further study of the war. One note about unit designations. With regard to major German and Axis headquarters, we have followed the military convention that numerical designations should be spelled out, as with 1st Panzer Army or 3rd Romanian Army. However, Soviet fronts, equivalent to army groups, and field armies, especially the all-important tank armies, were often smaller than their German equivalents. Moreover, we wished to avoid confusion between the opposing army headquarters. As a result, we have used numerical equivalents when identifying Red Army field headquarters, such as 4th Ukrainian Front, 2nd Shock Army, or 6th Guards Tank Army. By the same token, we have used the German form of Roman numerals to designate Axis corps, 40th Motorized Corps, while again using ordinal numbers for the Soviet equivalents, 3rd Cavalry Corps. David M. Glantz, Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Jonathan M. House, Leavenworth, Kansas.